A very warm good morning to all of you. Dear students, once again, welcome back to the world of English literature. In the last literature class, we were discussing on a drama, a play written by William Shakespeare, and the title of the play is Merchant of Venice, and we were discussing on Act 5, Scene 1, sentence 31 to 75. And today we are continuing with the same play, Merchant of Venice, Act 5, Scene 1, sentences 76 to 150. So all of you take your textbook and turn to page number 138 and follow what I read. And try to understand the meanings of the conversation between the different characters of the play. So here we go. So in the last session, the conversation was taking place between Lorenzo and Jessica. They are in the garden and was having a very romantic conversation. Okay, so finally he called the musicians and the musicians came and he asked them to start the music, and by which they can wake up the goddesses of moon by saying singing some songs or some hymns. So this is what was the last scene where we have stopped. So we are continuing with the dialogue of Jessica. I'm never merry when I hear sweet music. So I never became very happy, or when I was never in a mood to enjoy, to laugh when I hear sweet music. Lorenzo. The reason is your spirit are attentive. So Lorenzo again trying to make her mood comfortable. That's why he is telling you were not able to enjoy the music because your soul is paying so attention to the music. You are fully attending the music. That's why you are not able to enjoy it. Maybe because of that. For doof, but not a wild and wanton herd of race of youthful and unhandled colts, fetching mad bounds, bellowing and nine cloud, which is the hot condition of their blood. So here he is giving a detailed explanation. You might have seen, for do but not a wild and wanton herd of race of youthful and unhandled colts. So you might have seen untrained and very active young horses. What's the speciality of that? Due to their young blood, fetching mad bounds, bellowing and gnawing sound, which is hot condition of their blood. Since they are very young, out of the young blood or energetic blood, they may be always jumping and doing some kinds of lazy activities. You might have seen small sheep. What's the speciality of those small sheep? They will be simply jumping here and there out of some lazy, making some lazy movements. So they are very active. They are not like young, grown-up animals. So that's what he's referring. Young horses, they make their movements out of their young blood because of their particular race, particular type of animal. Horse already it is very energetic. So the young one will be making such lazy movements. They will leaping and will be making some kinds of lazy movement. Even those animals, but they hear perchance a trumpet sound or any air of music touch their ears, you shall perceive them make a mutual stand. Their savage eyes turned into a modest gaze by the sweet power of music. So what Lorenzo is telling, even those kinds of animals which are not obeying anyone, very active, leaping, jumping and making lazy movements, even those animals, when they listen to the sound of trumpets or even they listen to some pieces of music, what happens, they stop doing their activities and they will be listening to the music. And then what happens? Their savage eyes turned to a modest gaze. And because of the sweet power of music, their wild eyes will be changed into a peaceful eyes. The eyes which were so energetic, so active, now it will be changed into a very peaceful eyes. That's the power of the music, by the sweet power of music. Therefore, the poet did find that of use do trees, stones, and floods, since not so stockish, hard, and full of rage. So here Lorenzo is telling one another example, the speciality of a famous musician. What's the name of the musician? Orpheus. Orpheus drew trees, stones, and floods, and it is the speciality of that musician. What he do? It drew means making move. Even the trees, stones, and all these things were changing its position by the power of the music. He will play some music, and even those kinds of substances will be starting. So that's why Lorenzo is telling there is nothing in this world which can resist music. So by the influence of music, anything can be changed. That's what is Lorenzo telling. Okay. But music for the time doth change his nature. The man that has no music in himself, nor is not moved with concord of sweet sounds, is fit for treasons, strangements, and spoils. So what happens? If a person, so even non-living things can be changed by the influence of music. And in the case of a living being, in the case of a human being, if he is not being influenced by the music, if he is not being changed by the music, then he is of all the negative things, all kinds of ill wills, all kinds of bad behavior and bad character. So altogether he will be a useless person. He will be of all the ill thoughts. The motion of his spirit are dull as night, and his affections are dark as herbs. So his thoughts and spirit are dull as night. His thought will be lifeless. It will not be having any kind of spirit. And his affections, his emotion will be dark as underworld, or his thoughts will be full of darkness and black. Let's no such man be trusted. So let no such man be trusted. Such person should not be, must not be trusted. Mark the music. Mark, pay attention. Mark means pay attention to the music. So that's why he is trying to convince Jessica and telling, just listen to the music and try to enjoy it. So to the scene there enters Portia and Nerissa. Both are entering to the scene. Now the dialogue is being spoken by Portia. That light we see is burning in my hall. How far that little candle throws his beams. So shines a good deed in a naughty world. So Portia is telling, the light which we have seen once when we were coming, or once when we are approaching the home, the light which we have seen, actually it was coming from my bedroom. It was from my room, my hall. How far that little candle throws his beams. See how far distance the light can travel, how much distance it can cover, how much far distance the candle can send its light. So shines a good deed in a naughty world. How a good action shines in a dark world. When we do something good, it is being considered like the sparkle of something goodness. Okay, so how the light is traveling at the night to a long distance. Same way, some good actions will always emit light in the dark world. Something like the good deed shines in the dark world, naughty world. Nerissa, when the moon shine, we did not see the candle. So Nerissa is telling, once there was the moonlight, we were not able to see the candle. Something like when there is daytime, we cannot see the stars, and at night we are able to see the stars. So that's what Portia is telling. The next dialogue is being spoken by Portia. So doth the greater glory dim the less. So bright light will definitely hide the smaller ones. A substitute shines brightly as king. So a governor will be always shining like a king. But in fact, until the king be by, and then his state empties itself, and doth an inland ward into the main of waters. So what happens? A governor will be shining like a king. Once the king is near to the governor, he will be considered nobody. He will be considered nobody. Suppose, just imagine for the example, the class leader in your class or any representative in a class. Once the teacher is not there in the class leader is having all the powers. So once the teacher is in, the class leader will be considered like all other students. Same way, when in the absence of the king, the servant will be considered more powerful and shining. Once the master is close to the servant will never considered as a powerful person. There the master is powerful. Same like a small stream in a country area, in a remote area, a small stream will be very important. Once it joined with a big stream, it will never considered even as an important part of the important one in the stream, in the waters, main waters. Music heart. That's why she is telling to Nerissa, nothing more, just listen to the music. None other things are important, just listen. She is telling to Jessica, just listen to the music. Now Nerissa, it is your music, madam, of the house. So madam, the music what we listen, it's from your house, madam. Portia, nothing is good I see without respect. Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day. So Portia is telling, I see that you call anything good expect the right context. So actually Nerissa is telling the good music is from your house. So Portia is telling you say the things, but there are a little different. There are some difference. What is that? Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day. Portia is telling the sound right now what we hear, the music what we hear, it is sweeter than the sound what we hear in the daytime. Nerissa, silence bestows that virtue on it, madam. Silence gives that particular beauty to the music. Okay, so silent is the reason making the music more beautiful or attractive. There Portia is giving a very good example there. Let's listen to that. Portia, the crow does sing as sweetly as the lark when neither is attended. The music of the crow, you might have heard in our surroundings, we can see number of crow. So what's the specialty? The crow will be singing even sweeter than the lark. Lark is a kind of bird which sings at night and its sound is so beautiful. Something can be like a nightingale. So it will sing better than lark when nobody is there to listen. For the crow, maybe its music, maybe the crow will be thinking its music is so beautiful, but for us maybe it is not beautiful. Maybe you are a good singer for you, but not for all. When nobody is there to listen, even the crow's music is so beautiful like the lark. And I think the nightingale, if she should sing by day when every goose is cackling, would be thought no better a musician than the wren. Wren is a bird which is making some kind of sound, but it doesn't know how to sing. Its sound is not very attractive. But nightingale is a bird which sings usually at night. So what the Portia is telling? Portia is telling, if the nightingale is singing during daytime, its sound will be mixed with the sounds of all other kinds of birds like a goose a group of goose is making some kinds of noise and the nightingale is singing. And it definitely will be considered like nightingale is not better than wren. Wren is a kind of bird I have already told you. Its sound is not very attractive. So even the nightingale will not be considered a good singer if it is singing during daytime. How many things by seasoned are to their right praise and true perfection. So what is speciality? There are so many things in the life which seem good not by its perfection, but because of its time. Like Nightingale is considered as a good singer because of night. Same way, that's what Portia is trying to say. We feel like the music is so beautiful because it is at night. So the music is going on. So by the time they are arriving at the house, and Lorenzo is welcoming them. Lorenzo, that is the voice, or I am such deceived of Portia. If I am not mistaken, it will be Portia. Means Jessica and Lorenzo, they might have listened to the conversation between Nerissa and Portia. That's why Lorenzo is telling. If I am not mistaken, it is Portia. Now it's the turn of Portia. He knows me as the blind man knows the cuckoo by the bad voice. So Portia is making a statement there. Lorenzo is able to recognize me because of my sound. How a blind man recognizes his cuckoo, the same way he is recognizing me by my sound. Lorenzo, dear lady, welcome home. So dear lady, most welcome to the home. Portia, we have been praying for our husband's health, which speed we hope the better for our words. Are they returned? So Portia is asking, actually we were praying for the better health of our husbands. Maybe because of the prayer which we did for our husbands, they will be in a very good state, or they might have served. So they are in a good state, I think, because of the prayer which we did. Okay, so which speeded, or which made, or which became better due to our prayer. So are they returned? Did they reach back to home? Now Lorenzo, madam, they are not yet, but there's come a messenger before to signify they are coming. So Lorenzo is telling, no ma'am, they haven't reached yet. Means they may be on the way, but they are not at home right now. But recently there came a messenger with a message from Bassanio. What is the message? They will be reaching the home by the morning, or in short, they will reach, to signify they are coming. Now Portia, go in, Nerissa, give order to my servants that they take no note at all for our being absent hence, nor you Lorenzo, Jessica, nor you. So Portia is sending Nerissa inside the home with an instruction. What is the instruction? Go in, Nerissa, give order to my servants. Tell my servants that they take no note at all of our being absent hence. They should not make any mention about our absence from the home. Means when Bassanio went from the home, Portia and Nerissa were left to save Antonio from the Jew. So that's why once Bassanio returned, none of the servants should give any sign or any kind of behavior that tells Bassanio Portia and Nerissa were not at home. There should not be any kind of mention about it. And again Portia is telling to Lorenzo and Jessica, you two should not disclose any of those things with my husband. Lorenzo. So by this time there is the sound of trumpet, some kinds of music is there. So from that Lorenzo is assuming that it is Bassanio. So that's why Lorenzo is telling, your husband is at hand. I hear his trumpet. We are no telltales, madam. Fear you not. So from the sound, Lorenzo recognizing that it is Bassanio. That's why he is telling, your husband is very close. I think it is your husband. And then he is promising to Portia something. What he is promising? And don't fear of us. Why? We are not informers of secret. We are not informing the secrets to anyone. Since it is a secret for you, we are not disclosing those kinds of secrets with anyone. So this is what Lorenzo told. Now Portia, this night methinks is but the daylight sick. It looks a little paler. It's a day such as the day is when the sun is hid. So Portia is telling this day is looking like a sick day because the light is very dim. So actually all the people, Nerissa, Portia, Bassanio, Antonio, Graciano, their followers, all these people are reaching at a home during night. Means almost like the early morning. There is no enough sunlight or there is no enough moonlight, whatever it is, the day looks like dim. So that's why she is telling like it's a sick day because it looks like a little parlor. There is no enough bright light. And by the time entering, Bassanio, Antonio, Graciano and their followers, all these people are entering to the stage. They are coming to the stage. So the first dialogue is being told by Bassanio. We should hold day with the antipodes if you would walk in absence of the sun. So by hearing the dialogue of Portia, Bassanio is entering to the scene, and that's why he is telling, don't worry if there is no sun outside. Do one thing, you just come out of the house. Because of you, the entire place will be full of light. It will be full of light if you come to the field or come to the yard. How the sun is providing light on the other side of the earth, the same way here also it will be full of light. Now Portia. Let me give light, but let me not be light. So let me give light. I just want to give light, but I don't want to become light. Light here refers to a person who is not trustworthy or an unfaithful wife. So I want to become the light of the world, but at the same time I don't want to become a unfaithful wife. For like wife doth make a heavy husband. So if a wife is not faithful, it will make a big burden for the husband. And never be Bassanio so for me. So I don't want to become an unfaithful wife to Bassanio. But God so told, you are welcome home, my Lord. By the name of God, I welcome you, my husband, to the home. Bassanio. I thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is the man, this is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound. So thank you for your welcome. And give welcome to my friend. Just welcome my friend also. This is the man. This is the man about whom I told. This is Antonio. His name is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound, to whom I really honored. So because of him I was able to marry you. I have already told you all the stories. So I don't want to lose my friend. So because of him I was able to marry you. So this is that man. Portia. You should in all sense be much bound to him, for as I hear he was much bound for you. So you should be in all sense be much bound to him. So you are really bound to him. You are really obedient to him, because for your purpose he was putting his life in danger and borrowed 3,000 ducats. So he risked his life for your benefit. So that's why you are really bound to him. Antonio. No more than I am well acquainted of. So there Antonio is telling, I have been paid back well. So means I am completely free from those kinds of bonds. There is no such issues right now. Portia. Sir, you are very welcome to our house. It must appear in other ways than words. Therefore, I can't this breathing courtesy. So you are most welcome to our home. So action must speak better than words. So action will speak better than words. Therefore, I will stop simply using these kinds of polite words. So instead of using these polite words, I just want to show the courteous welcome by sudden action. So this is what Portia is telling. So dear students, here we are winding up today's class. See you again in the next class with the rest part of the play. Just go through the elements and try to understand all the parts of the story. See you again in the next class. Until then, I'm signing off. Thank you.